Well, good morning. This is our Kurapia test bed. I put this in about November. Oh, there's my shadow in there. Anyway, it's a little area that we put some plugs of Kurapia in. You can see how small the little leaves are, and then they spread out and they drop new roots. And this has spread from roughly 12-inch apart plugs to where it's pretty much filled in, except for where the squirrels dug up their acorns. And then this blank area here I just emptied out this morning. I had some frog fruit in there, and yeah, the frog fruit's just not as nice as Kurapia, so I pulled it out, and I'm going to try that maybe in the common area behind us. But you can see sometimes the Kurapia pops up for a little while, but in the end it lays flat, and it is sterile. So even though it has flowers that the bees and the butterflies like, it's other than just creeping, it can't jump to other areas. And all I'll have to do is go along these edges once in a while, or have the lawn guys do that. And it would never need mowing, and maybe a fourth of the water that the grass needs, and none of the fertilizer, none of the weed killer, because it'll choke out weeds. So over the winter we were able to see that this doesn't brown out or turn yellow in the winter, and in the cold snaps we had down into the low 20s last winter, it didn't damage it at all. So being happy with that, I bought another 500 plugs, and that's what this is. And I've got a soaker hose, and these plugs have been in for 2 weeks, and they've already started spreading quite nicely. You can see them sending out their little things, spreader arms. And then just to keep the water in a separate spot, not have to water the whole yard, I've got a soaker hose here running back and forth that drip irrigates it so that you can keep the soil moist underneath. You have to let it dry out. Here's a good example of one that has more than doubled in size in the 2 weeks since we've planted them. Did have a little trouble with some moles last night, so I put one of these little electric things in, solar powered, and it made all the other moles in the other spots I've had those leave. But anyway, we've got about 80 feet long in our side yard. This gets about 3 or 4 hours of sun a day, which seems okay. And Kurapia will do fine in full sun also. It'll grow in almost anything. As you can see, there's some gravel down here. It doesn't care. In the first month it spends, maybe 2 months, it puts a lot of effort into running long, deep roots. And then it starts spreading at the same time, but once the roots go down, then it spreads really well. And they say within about 2 months, all of these little plugs will look like this. By the way, this is really good for walking. Dogs can go on it and walk on it and do whatever dogs do on it. From what I read online, it's better than grass to walk on if you go barefoot. But anyway, that's our update. We know it works in the winter. We're in just outside of Ocala, Florida, so it's not so good when you get above zone 7 in the planting zones. Doesn't like the hard, long freezes. But this seems to be the perfect thing to plant to get rid of the grass, because the grass takes a whole bunch of water and still doesn't look good. Grass here in Florida is some sort of a creepy crawly Floratam stuff. And grass requires weed killers and bug killers, and you know, we just don't need that. So this will really do well for us here. So we'll let the side yard grow in a few months, and then I don't know when we're going to do the front and the other side yard, but maybe this summer, maybe not. Anyway, that's my update for today.